Some events during ninth year of migration, ninth year of the Hijrah, is known as the year of embassies, a being the year in which the various tribes of Arabia submitted to the claim of the Prophet and sent embassies to render homage to him. These tribes had been awaiting the issue of the war between Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and the Quraysh. But as soon as that tribe, the principal of the whole nation and the descendants of Ishmael, whose prerogatives none offered to dispute, had submitted, they were satisfied that it was not in their power to oppose Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. Hence, their embassies flocked into Medina to make their submission to him. The conquest of Makkah decided the fate of idolatry in Arabia. Now deputations began to arrive from all sides to render the adherence to Islam of various tribes. Among the rest, the princes of the tribe of Himyar professed Islam and sent ambassadors to notify Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, of the same. These were the princes of Yemen, Mahra, Oman, and Yamama. Farewell. Sermons. Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, delivered his last sermon, Khutbah Hajjatul Wida, on Arafat on 9th Dhul Hajjah, 10 Hijri of the Islamic calendar in Makkah. The last sermon of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, is significant for various reasons. It was the last time the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, publicly addressed a large gathering of Muslims, where he laid down the fundamentals of Islamic society and the duties of a Muslim towards himself and the Ummah. O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore, listen carefully to what I am saying, and take these words to those who could not be present here today. O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one, so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that he will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury, interest, therefore all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. Your capital is yours to keep. You will neither inflict nor suffer any inequity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest, and that all the interest due to Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib be waived. Every right arising out of homicide in pre-Islamic days is henceforth waived, and the first such right that I waive is that arising from the murder of Rabi'a ibn Harithia. O men, the unbelievers indulge in tampering with the calendar in order to make permissible that which Allah forbade, and to prohibit which Allah has made permissible. With Allah the months are 12 in number, for of them are holy, there of these are successive, and one occurs singly between the months of Jumdada and Shaban. Beware of Satan for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope of that he will be able to lead you astray in big things, so beware of following him in small things. O people, it is true that you have certain rights with regard to your women, but they also have rights over you. Remember that you have taken them as your wives only under trust of Allah and with his permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And it is your right that they do not make friends with any one of whom you do not approve, as well as never to be unchaste. O people, listen to me in earnest worship. Allah, say your 5 daily prayers, fast during month of Ramadan, and give your wealth in zakat, obligatory charity. Perform Hajj if you can afford to. All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. Also, a white has no superiority over black, nor black has any superiority over white except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves. Remember, one day you will meet Allah and answer your deeds. So beware, do not astray from the path of righteousness after I am gone. O people, no prophet or apostle will come after me, and no new faith will be born. Reason. Well, therefore, O people, and understand words which I convey to you, I leave behind me to things, the Quran and my Sunnah, and if you follow these, you will never go astray. Be my witness, O Allah, that I have conveyed your message to your people. As part of this sermon, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, recited to them a revelation from Allah which he had just received and which completed the Quran, for it was the last passage to be revealed. This day the disbelievers despair of prevailing against your religion, so fear them not, but fear me, Allah. This day have I perfected for you your religion and fulfilled my favour unto you, and it hath been my good pleasure to choose Islam for you as your religion. Surah 5, Ayah 3. The sermon was repeated sentence by sentence by brother of Rabi'a, R.A., brother of Safwan, who had a powerful voice at the request of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and he faithfully proclaimed to over 10,000 gathered on the occasion. Their chief
Toward
men
the end of his
caused
sermon,
document to be
the Prophet
drawn up to
Muhammad,
the effect
peace and
that
blessing
none
of
of
Allah
them
be
or
upon
those
him,
belonging to them
asked,
would hold any
O
intercourse
people,
with that
have I
family
faithfully
or
delivered
sell
unto
to them
you my
or
message?
buy from them. A powerful
This
murmur
they
of assent
all signed.
O Allah,
and it was
yes,
deposited in the
arose
Kaaba.
from thousands of
Then
pilgrims
for 3
and the vibrant
years,
words. The Prophet
Hazrat
Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, raised his forefinger and said, Be my witness, O Allah, that I have conveyed your message to your people. Death of Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. After this, the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, never appeared at public prayers. Of more than 200 miles away,
from the mosque,
which has
the
since
Prophet
become
Hazrat
world
Muhammad,
famous
peace
as
and blessing of
Al-Madinah,
Allah be
the
upon
city
him, par
died
excellence.
while laying his
At
head
Yathrib,
on the
there
bosom
were Jewish
of
tribes
Hazrat Aisha
with learned
R.A.,
rabbis,
who had often spoken to the pagans
as soon as
of
the
a
death
prophet,
of Prophet
Hazrat Muhammad,
peace
peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, was announced, soon to come among the Arabs gathered at the with door of whom, the house of Hazrat
when he
Aisha
came.
R.A., exclaiming, How can our messenger be dead? Umar Said, No, he is not dead. He will be restored to us, and those are traitors to the cause of Islam. Say he is dead. If they say so, let them be cut in pieces. But Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, R.A., entered the house at this moment, and after he had touched the body of the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, with a demonstration of profound affection, he appeared at the door and addressed the crowd with the following speech. O Muslims, if any of you has been worshipping Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, then let me tell you that Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, is dead. But if you really do worship Allah, then know that Allah is living and will never die. Do you forget the verse in the Quran, Muhammad is no more than as messenger, and indeed messengers have passed away before him. If he dies or is killed, will you then turn back on your heel as disbelievers? And he who turns back on his heels, not the least harm will be due to Allah, and Allah will give reward to those who are grateful. Quran Ayah 3:144. Upon hearing this speech of Abu Bakr, Umar acknowledged his error, and the crowd was satisfied and dispersed.